you watched Crawford and Spence fight,
Yes,
yes?
champ.
Tell me, please. What was it? What'd you think?
Great fight, right? It left us all in awe. We were everybody was just like blown away at the fact that he lost in that fashion. You feel me? And it was a great fight.
Remind me now, who were you picking to win before the fight?
I told you, I said a draw. I called it a draw. I thought that it would be I think no one was expecting and could have thought it would have been a blowout like that.
Yeah, I mean that was what. What do you think? What do you think was the reason for the fight being kind of one-sided?
What you say? I'm sorry. Say that again.
I said, what do you think was the reason for why the fight was kind of one-sided?
I mean, we can't say anything except the fact that Crawford is just amazing. He's amazing. He proved it. He, everything he did now, we are all saying now, wow, Spence didn't look himself, but, he looked good against, Danny. He looked good against you guys. He looked great. So what can we say? I mean, if Crawford would have let him stand there and bang on him, he might have looked good too. But Crawford had great counters. He got his respect early. Even at one point, early in the fight, he pushed him.
Yeah.
And he pushed him, and that was to let him know how strong he was, and let him know he was strong. And it's just it was an amazing fight in a sense. Whereas one-sided, but Errol was being aggressive, trying to get to him, but at the same time, he had all the medicine for him, champ. He stayed southpaw. He had everything he took, man. And so now I think the question is, who else could he do that to? Is he one of the greatest of all times? Meaning, like, in that weight class, like,
right. Well, let me ask you this. You touched on the push, right?
Yeah.
How important is that? Like when you're in there, even just sparring. I've been through it, and you impose your strength on somebody. How much does that really get in their head?
Should mean everything. It mean a lot. It could mean a lot. You know what I'm saying? If somebody do that to me, I'm like, oh, word. It's gonna make me think. Okay, let me get to work on their ass because they actually trying to, show me something. So now I gotta be like, okay, let's go. Now it can work against me too because I could be like, you push me and I get mad. Now you got me out my game. You know what I'm saying? So, it's definitely, but it means something. I remember sparring. What's his dude's name, man? From Philly, man. And I was sparring him, bro, and he was strong. And he pushed me like that. And I was like, yo, it let me know that shit. Strength mean a lot in boxing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so, because, I heard a few people say what you said, that when they saw him do the forearm, that's when they were kind of like, oh, shit. For me, when I saw the weigh-in, because I was talking to Zab, right? And Zab goes, I'm not calling it until I see the weigh-in. And I'm like, I never really thought of it that way. But at the weigh-in, the assumption was that Spence was a bigger guy. But at the weigh-in, Crawford looked kind of swole. Like, he looked a little more jacked than I thought he did. And I didn't see much of a size difference. Maybe an inch in height, but not the frame.
Yeah.
So
what'd you thought that?
I thought that Crawford, I was leaning for Crawford. I never thought Crawford would win in the fashion he did. But I thought to myself, Spence is the reason why he had an advantage to anybody was because he was bigger, he could bulldoze him, blah, blah, blah. But if you can't bulldoze him, that kind of takes away the advantage people were saying that he might have, no?
That's what I thought. I was like, wow. He took that away. He got his respect early. And when he dropped him in the second round, that was like, and you listen, champ, had that happened in the early part of the round, had he dropped him, who knows? This fight the fight could have ended in the second round. Now the question is, what Spence was that? You know what I'm saying? He looked good against Danny. He looked good against you guys. But people are now saying he had neurological damage. He's saying, I don't know how training camp was, but I thought I heard somebody say training camp wasn't looking, that great. Like he wasn't looking that great in training camp. So I don't know, man. All I know is that Crawford looked amazing. I had no idea. I was on the fence. I thought it'd be a draw.
Yeah.
Man, he proved.
I heard, speaking of what you said about how he looked beforehand, I heard people say, oh, they thought he looked high, or the neurological damage that you brought up. I mean, do you think there's any truth to any of those things? Did he look weird to you beforehand?
Champ. To be honest with you, um, he looked. I couldn't tell anything. Like I said, I'm going off the you guys fight. I'm going on. I'm going off the. I'm going off of everything that we've seen in the past. And in the past, he looked phenomenal. He had it. Nothing showed that this might happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if there was neurological damage, kind of what you're saying, why do we not see that whenever the last fight?
Yeah, champ. It's a tough one, champ. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. It's a tough one.
Do you think? Do you think at 154 there's going to be any difference in the outcome?
I wouldn't like to see him fight again. To be honest with you,
You don't want to see it.
Nah,
Okay.
nah. Because I'm a fan of Spence and I like him as a person. I met him. He was cool with me, and I wouldn't want to see him get hurt. I wouldn't want to see him in no way get hurt.
So then I guess you don't think there's much of a chance for him to win.
I just forget win or lose. It ain't gonna be easy. It's gonna be a war. And if you talk about neurological damage already, and I did possibly some slurred speech. But I've been like that as well. I've had fights where I've came out to fight and I had slurred speech. I ain't gonna lie.
Really?
It went away. Yeah. I know people, champ. I know people that was punchy as hell, like couldn't talk, and then I see them years later, and they back. They good. Yeah, I'm telling you, champ. I'm telling you, champ. I'm telling you. It's like, I think a lot of it had to do with people starting smoking cannabis too, though. I'm keeping it real with you. I think so. I see some fighters that was messed up, that couldn't even talk straight, and then you see them later on, and they can talk. You feel me?
Wow. Okay. One of the most gangster things that I've seen in a long time was after the second knockdown, I believe, as he's in the neutral corner, he looks over to Charlo, grabs his nuts, and he's like, "You next."
Oh shit.
That was fucked up.
Yeah, that was good. That's funny. Yeah, that's good. We want to listen. I heard he said he's not gonna fight too much longer. That would be horrible for us because we're ready for a good 3-4 year run on him. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, who's really left for him?
Charlo. Get Charlo, and then
who else?
2 or 3 more bums. Pies.
2 or 3 more pies. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he looked great, and I think they are going to trigger the rematch. I mean, that's what it seems like. So
I hope not.
What's that?
Not.
I mean, as a fighter, so let me ask you this: as a fighter yourself, let's say you lose like that, don't you want to get your get back right away?
How much they made for that fight?
25, 30, something like that.
Shit, if I made $30 million and I got thrown out of a car going 100 miles an hour and I didn't die, my head didn't come off, my arms didn't come off, my legs didn't come off, my face didn't come off, and I was able to fight, come back, have 2 big wins, and then fight a mega fight against Crawford and make $30 million, y'all never see me again. You will never see me again, champ. If you saw me, it'd be a picture of me. Now, you might see me in boxing, because I love boxing. You see me in boxing, but you never see me put on gloves again. I don't care if it's snowing outside. I'll never put on gloves. I'll never put on gloves.
But let me ask you this. Would the 33-year-old Shannon say the same thing? That's how old Spence is right now.
Yeah. If I didn't get thrown from a car, and yes. But got thrown from a car, survived, didn't lose an eye. When you get thrown from a car, you flying through the air. You land and shit, your head could roll off. It could pop, snap. Your eye could fall off, your whole teeth, everything could crush your face, and you live. You go back in the ring and fight against world champions and win. And then you get an opportunity for a mega fight. You made $30 million, $25 million. You live in Texas. It's cheap as hell compared to anywhere else. He already got mad land. He said he's about to buy 200 acres. I'd buy 500 acres. I buy 1,000 acres of land and I'll just be a fool. I'll just be chilling on my land and I'll be going to the fights and I have a stable of fighters. I'm like, yeah, go ahead, keep fighting. All y'all, go over there. Go over there and fight. You know what I mean? Man, I wouldn't be thinking about fighting again. For what? Man, you only get one life, man. And these boys getting hard today. You can get brain damage, all that.
Yeah,
You feel me?
yeah,
So
yeah.
I wouldn't do it, champ.
Yeah, I mean, I saw somebody show. I saw this YouTube video where it shows Spence talking from like whatever 2012 and now, and there's a. It's significantly. It's noticeable.
Yeah, I seen that. That's why I said
Oh,
I
you
get.
saw that too?
Yeah, I get about 5,000 acres of land, and I'll be building like little cities and shit like that. I'll be opening up schools, programs to help kids and help people, and trade schools. Like, what's that shit they used to call it back in the day? Job Corps. I open up some Job Corps and shit. You feel me? Some Let's Go Champ Job Corps. And you know what I mean? I'll be chilling. I wouldn't be doing no fighting, get hit in the head like that again.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are saying the same thing. He should either stop or take a break. But that revenge is a powerful.
Shit.
You know?
If I got thrown from a car, I ain't lose no limbs, I ain't lose no eye, I ain't lose no, my neck ain't snap. Man, what for what? Now you talking you're just trying to get ego or something is involved, man. Help people, build schools, build programs, you know what I'm saying?